Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo. I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. At the pool. Available summer 2021. The release. The special edition release. Dad AF. Rock on! Gold Dust Woman! Boost! How are you guys doing today? Happy Saturday. Are you guys having a good weekend? I just got back from the pool. I still have my swim trunks on, and I have just had the most wonderful day, except for, if you watch my vlog, you know this happens on a regular basis. I bit the side of my mouth again in my sleep. I think like my bite is off or something. My bite is worse than my bark is worse than my bite. I think my bite is off or something because this is literally like the 5th time in the last year that I bit the side of my mouth, and it's really, really sore. Thus, I am lisping today. So I sound like how I did when I was like 6 years old. But anyway, we're gonna go on anyway. When your lips are dry as mine, then it's Luna Beauty time! And my allergies are horrible, and my voice is cracked, and what are we gonna do today? I already have my coffee for the day. I've almost finished my coffee. Here it is in this beautiful cup that I was sent. And I was sent 2 of these, one by Becca Jo and one by Jason, so I want to say thank you. I showed everything that I got in my P.O. box recently on my Peter Does Stuff channel. Thank you guys so much that are following that channel. It really means a lot to me. I'm having so much fun over there, just kind of thinking of new things to do. And I just put up videos like watering my plants, or, you know, a P.O. box unhaul, or making coffee in my kitchen. And it's just been so much fun. And my dogs are a big part of that channel as well. And so it's nice for me to have like video memory of Boo and Tucker, because I go back and I watch a lot of my videos that Pee-Pee was in. Pee-Pee the Flying Chihuahua. Do you guys remember? You remember Pee-Pee, don't you? What was it? Oh my God, I can't even remember. It's Pee-Pee and Peter's Bachelor Weekend. Okay, so when my husband used to go out of town for like music festivals and stuff, I would make videos with the dogs, and Pee-Pee would be sitting right next to me, our Chihuahua that passed away, and I would sing that song. I can't believe I almost forgot that song. It's Pee-Pee and Peter's Bachelor Weekend. It's Pee-Pee and Peter's Bachelor Weekend. Don't worry about us, cause we'll be just fine. With Boo and Tucker too. So anyway, a little journey down memory lane there. I was just talking to my friend Melissa. I love my friend Melissa's passion for Lady Gaga so much. And let me tell you, I don't know if you know this or not, she was explaining to me what this was and I didn't really understand. But apparently today is like record day, where they release all of these like re-released albums and reprinted albums and all these special editions. So she was at the record store this morning, this little independent record store that we have here in Indianapolis, at 5 a.m. and the store opened at 8. She was there at 5 a.m. to get one of the 11,000, internationally 11,000 special edition Lady Gaga Chromatica albums. And she got hers for $38. She got it, and she was so excited. I love when people are that passionate about a musician or an author or a movie star, and you're just like, they'd faint a million faints if they met that person, you know? Speaking of which, we're going to talk about Gabby Hanna today. So, I was, before I get into this, I do want to say this. I have received tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of messages, people asking me to cover the Creepshow Art drama that is going on right now, and I don't even really want to get into it on this channel without kind of doing some research or investigations, deep investigations. Yes, this is Peter Monn, famous investigator of the world in the drama community. I don't really know tons about it. I did watch a video that Dustin Daly did, a very nice video. There was another video that I was sent. Hold on a second. I think I have the screenshot of it. The video, and it's 2 hours long, and I want to watch the whole thing because apparently there is a talk of recovery in there and addiction. And so, of course, this is where for me, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to discuss this topic, right? And the video is from Emily Artful, and it's called Creepshow Art Has Always Been This Way. I don't really know much about it, and this is like where people will ask me to talk about certain topics or certain people, and I'm like, I really don't know much about this, and let me tell you why, okay? I don't know Shannon, I don't know Creepshow Art, I may have interacted with her once or twice, I don't know. I do know that a long time ago, I think I followed her, like she followed me or something, I don't even know. And I unfollowed her, and I think I even blocked her at that time, just because there was something that she put out. I mean, you guys, this is literally like 2 years ago. There was something that she put out, and I was like, I don't know what I think about that. And there was just a vibe there that I always was just kind of like, I don't know what I think about this. And so long ago, I unfollowed her. I think I may have blocked her. I'm not even really sure. I tried to look and see, but I think that she's taken down her Twitter or something. So I don't know. But if you guys want me to do a video on my response to all of this, I'm more than willing to do that, but it might be a couple days because I need to watch these videos that people are putting out. I need to watch the tweet or read the tweets. I want to see the Twitter threads. I know it's a lot about impersonation and alleged stalking and things like that, so I really want to see what all this is about before I get on here and give any kind of informed opinion, if that makes sense. So if you guys want that from me, let me know. And I've really tried in the last couple years to just like stay over here and do my thing and not really talk about, you know, the other drama channels and commentary channels, and I'm just like, hey, like, I respect them, and I try to be supportive of other drama commentary channels and tea channels, and, you know, but this is kind of a different situation, so I've seen so much. There's been a couple other videos that I've watched as well, and I'm like, is this true? Like, is this for real? And I know there are those of you out there that are like, I have no idea what Peter is talking about right now. I have never heard of this person. So she used to do these drama commentary videos where she would like draw the whole time and do artwork and stuff. And she got a lot of praise, you know, through the years. And people seem to really like her. And then it came out that maybe she isn't who she says she is. So anyway, if you guys would like me to do a response to all of that, it will not be a video that is like super informative of what happened because like I don't have firsthand experience with that, but I'm more than willing to like watch the videos and give a response based on what I have seen. So if you guys want me to do that, let me know in the comment section below and I will do that. All right, let's talk about Gabby Hanna. Okay, we are like at this point, like a week out from Jussie Smiles posting the phone calls with Gabby Hanna from summer of 2020. And I just have to tell you guys, like, the amount of people in Gabby Hanna's Twitter thread that have heard these calls that excuse her behavior away, and whenever anybody says anything, it's just like, oh, you're a hater, or you're this. This is how Gabby Hanna spoke to another woman, okay, who had been through this horrific tragedy. This is how Gabby Hanna spoke to another human being, okay? If you heard the phone calls, you heard Gabby Hanna. There's no denying it. Like, it's so, like, interesting to me when I am, like, covering this stuff or I'm, like, looking into it and I watch these videos or I read the threads and somebody will be, like, laid out this blatant evidence of who somebody is, and because there are people that are such stans and fans, they literally cannot see the forest through the trees. They literally cannot see the truth behind what is really going on there. And I'm just like blown away by it, okay? And I'm not saying that Gabby Hanna needs to be canceled, although, you know, like I never tell anybody that. I don't think, I may have, I don't know. I don't know what I've said, okay? In 9 million videos that I posted. But like, I'm not really gonna get on video and say, you need to cancel this person, okay? I really think that's up to you. I don't really even know if I mean, cancel culture and cancel this and cancellation and narrative, these words have been so watered down at this point that they almost have no meaning at all anymore, you know? And I really think, like, it's up to you guys to decide who you want to watch and who you're not going to watch and things like that, right? That being said, if you overheard Gabby Hanna I mean, this is, I say this in a lot of my videos, and it just is baffling to me. It really, really is, okay? If you overheard Gabby Hanna talking to your sister or your mother or your best friend or a coworker, okay, or yourself, in the manner that she talked to Jessie Smiles, are you telling me that you would be okay with that? And you'd be like, girl, you're fine, blah, 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 whatever. I'll always support you. I don't understand that, you know, and like the other day I used as an example that back in the day I was such a lover of Roseanne Barr, right? And that I had watched her show for years and years and years and years. And the show to me is, you know, whatever, but like, Roseanne has been highly problematic in the last couple years. I can no longer, as somebody that was a huge super fan and stan of Roseanne Barr, I can no longer say that I support her. And I don't understand. It's baffling to me, okay? Like these, and people are like, oh, it's just these phone calls or whatever. Gabby did this, Gabby did that. Everything else, I think, that Gabby has really done in the last, let's say, year, all of the problems that she has stirred up, all of the, you know, back and forth that she's had with other people, pales in comparison to listening to these phone conversations. So I ask you, as somebody that is a huge fan of Gabbie Hanna, how do you overlook that? Like, I really don't understand that. I really need somebody to explain that to me, you know? And I think it's like one thing. I think people think I'm real quick over here to just say this person's a horrible person, this person's a horrible person, and I don't know if you don't make it to the last 3 minutes of the video or what, but I typically say in here that I want the best for everybody, okay? The Shane Dawsons, the Jeffree Stars, the Trisha Paytases, the Gabbie Hannahs, everybody. I want the best for all of these people, right? But like the best sometimes means taking a critical look at who you are and your behavior and, you know, and saying like, I don't really think I'm putting out the best, if that makes sense. And I know, like, I want to say this, that in my video that I just did about Trisha and Ethan, I know a lot of people were like, you were really biased, you gave Trisha a pass and whatever. And my next video that I'm going to do is about the Trisha Paytas tweets that were put out yesterday and partly today. And I really listened to the comments. I really listened to what people had to say. I typically do. And when there's an overwhelming amount of comments that are like looking at it this way, I think to myself, is there truth in this? Is like, do I need to take a look at that? You know, am I being biased? Am I looking at this, you know, through rose-colored glasses, so to speak? And so I have done that. But I think that's what we have to do with all of these people. You guys, they're YouTubers, okay? These are not people that are out there. I mean, they're YouTubers. They're, at the end of the day, like, these are not people that are going to come and save your life, right? So this undying love and excusing people's behaviors away is baffling to me. And the other thing that I don't understand is this, right? That if you really loved these people, if you really cared about them, wouldn't you want the best for them? Well, sometimes the best is saying, hey, you know what you did is not okay, right? Like, this is a pattern of behavior, which I said in my Trisha Paytas video the other day. Like, it's time to fix these things, right? Like, it's time to take a look at this. Gabby is unwilling to do this. Now, I don't know how Gabby is going to release this 8 or 12-part series and think that she's going to have tons of people on her side. I don't really know what the series is about. I don't know if it's about her interactions with other YouTubers. I don't know if it's about her being bullied, which, you know, I mean, at this point, that's another word that I feel like we have really watered down, which makes me sad, okay? As a person that was physically, emotionally, verbally bullied growing up in high school, elementary school, junior high, to where I was literally afraid to go to school. For my life. I was afraid for my life. I feel like when we use that word online, and I'm not saying that things don't, you know, cross a boundary with bullying, but Gabbie Hanna has done things that have crossed that line as well. But when we use that word repeatedly, right, and this is the other thing, Gabbie Hanna wants to be a public figure so bad that she can't stand it, okay? She wants to be so famous. She's talking about winning Grammys. She's talking about when I'm famous and winning Grammys, right? Well, this is part of what goes along with fame, Gabbie Hanna. I mean, I hate to tell you that, right? And when you're a public figure and you have a following that's this large, you look at the power differential, right? The power differential has a lot to do with bullying, okay? So if you have somebody that is like 6'2", bullying somebody that's 5 foot, okay, that physical distinction really has a lot to do with bullying. I know it doesn't seem that way, or it shouldn't seem like it matters, but it does, okay? So when you have a person that has a huge following on some level, and you have this person down here, they're coming for, it's like, it's a completely different conversation that we're having. But this word that we just like want to throw out there, that this person's bullying and this person's bullying because you don't like the criticism that you're receiving, to me, is yet again watering down that word and taking away the story from hundreds of thousands of millions of people that are really going through that. From the 10 or 12-year-old that's going through that right now, okay, that is terrified to go to school, you've taken the power of that word away from them. You've taken the power of what that word really means, okay? But Gabby Hanna wants her truth to be known, but she won't address this. And I'm not surprised that she won't address this. I do believe that Gabby Hanna will address the Jessie Smiles phone calls, but she will do it on her time, when she can manipulate it, when she can calculate the whole situation to work to her advantage. If you look historically at Gabby Hanna, that is what she has done, okay? She has taken things that have happened, she sits on them, she waits, she holds these receipts. Listen, as a drama channel, I go through about once a month, and I just get rid of all these receipts in my phone. The receipts, Whitney. Because I'm just like, I cannot deal with having all this crap in my phone. It's too much to look through. Tweet. I mean, I just don't want it in there, right? Even if I have to refer back to it at some point, hell, I'll just find it online somehow, right? The receipts that Gabby Hanna keeps on people that she interacts with in her life, and this is why she would never be somebody that I have in my life. I would never have somebody that I think is going to hold receipts against me and later use them against me. When you show that to me in your life, that that's who you are very quickly out of my life. Because you're not somebody that I'm going to share things with on a personal level. If I feel like in any way, shape, or form, you're going to use those against me later, I'm done with you, okay? You might be the nicest person in the entire world, but if you feel like you need to keep receipts on people in your life, friends in your life that you're going to use later to prove a point, first of all, you need to really take a look at that behavior. Second of all, you're out of my life. I'm not going to have somebody that I can't trust to tell personal things to. I'm just not. And if you're somebody out there that has friends that keeps receipts on each other, think about that. Why is that person your friend? Or if you're somebody that keeps receipts on somebody, why are you their friend and you're keeping receipts on them? What do you feel like you're going to have to prove later? And if you're in a relationship, a friendship, okay, where you feel like you're going to have to prove something later down the road, maybe you shouldn't be that person's friend. I'm just saying, right? So anyway, the last couple days have been very, very interesting in the world of Gabby Hanna. Gabby Hanna has put out tweet after tweet after tweet of these TikToks she's doing, okay? And this one was, well, there were two. The first one, she has them in a different order. I wrote them down. The first one was she did this TikTok of Sia's Bulletproof, okay? And she's singing and she's doing all of these weird hand gestures and things that I can't even show you because they're disturbing, okay? They cross the line from being weird or being uncomfortable to being worrisome, all right? And this is where when Gabby Hanna comes out and says, I'm totally fine, there's nothing wrong with me, whatever, then what you're doing is you're manipulating the reaction and the response of your audience to get them to worry about you by putting out these very uncomfortable TikToks. Y'all know I'm not a fan of Gabby Hanna, okay? So I'm watching this and I'm like, I hope she's okay. I do, because these TikToks that she's putting out, I don't understand them, okay? And she's doing a lot of like very... actually, you know what? I want to read a tweet because I think that it surmises, and I'm hoping that she's talking about this person, because if not, then I'm going to get in here. But I want to read a tweet. Hold on a second. That, where is it at? Hold on a second. Okay, this is Margot Indigo, drama channel, put this out. I will link her channel below, and I will link her Twitter below. She put out Gabby Hanna's, and I think this is the Sia one. She put out her Twitter, she retweeted it, and she said, getting a little tired of the consistent underlying manipulation, suicidal ideation you conveniently include in almost all videos now disguised as quirky girl is quirky. You're not getting a dark and stable place pass on this. No one is buying the gig you're selling. Go get help. And I actually agree with that 100%, okay? If you're going to come out and say that you're okay, and then you're going to put things out there that are like manipulative to your audience, like that to me is like, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand that, right? And if you're not, then where are Gabby Hanna's friends and people around her that she constantly talks about? I've got all the greatest friends in the world and I have this. Then they should really be saying, Gabby, you need to put down your phone, okay? No more TikToks. We're worried about you, whatever, you know? But Gabby Hanna continues to post, and so apparently she is totally fine. So she put that out, and then the Sia one. Then she did this cover of Jeff Buckley's Hallelujah, which is interesting because I have to tell you, I really didn't think it was a horrible rendition of it, okay? So, Gabby, there's your props for today's video. I didn't think it was the worst rendition of it that I've ever heard, right? I mean, I've heard worse renditions of it in American Idol auditions. But I thought that it is, like, the song choices, I'm like, okay, she's very specifically picking these song choices, and then she's doing these kind of, like, interpretive art dance kind of things, that she's doing all this, and she's doing all these motions that are worrisome, confusing. If you're watching this as a fan, I went and I read the comments on the TikTok, and the TikTok were, like, confused. They're like, what am I watching? What is going on? What are you doing? Why are you putting this out? Yada, yada, yada. And it was one thing after another. It was very interesting. So, hold on a second. Let me get back into Gabby's Twitter. So, Gabby put those two TikToks out. And then she put out, my sister just said, quote, all money is already crypto. And that was 21 hours ago. Then she put, 6 hours ago, setting a goal for myself to stop apologizing for the mess to my cleaners. Okay, so when we're worried about Gabbie Hanna, right? She's tweeting out about cleaners coming over to her house to clean up her house, and she's apologizing to them about the mess, okay? She's not willing to take responsibility for the Jessie Smiles conversation or talk about it. She's not willing to address the huge elephant in the room, which is not even like an elephant in the room at this point. It's like everybody is like, Gabby, the Jessie Smiles phone calls. Like, are you going to address them? What I believe she's going to do is she's going to wrap them into the series that she's doing. And she will tweet out something like, the phone calls are in the series, or I address the phone calls in the series, so that everybody watches this whole series, not knowing when she's going to address it, right? And everybody will watch just for these Jessie Smiles phone calls. I think that will be what Gabbie Hanna does. If Gabbie Hanna does that, I want you to realize what she's doing in that moment, okay? She is utilizing Jessie Smiles' tragedy to her benefit in these series. That is what she is doing, okay? She is taking that experience that Jessie Smiles and her had on this phone conversation, and she is benefiting from it and using it to her advantage. That's pretty problematic, I think, okay? So I went in here, and I wanted to read what some of the comments were on her Twitter, because I was like, are people letting her get away with that? Yes, there are a lot of people on here that are like, it's no big deal, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then there are a lot of people, I would say the majority of the people are totally coming for Gabbie Hanna in the comments, or the Twitter feed. On the goal, setting the goal to clean, you know, whatever. She said, you should set a goal, somebody said, you should set a goal to stop gaslighting the internet while calling all of us narcissistic abusers for being able to see through the lies. And someone tweeted and said, this sounds like narcissistic abuse to me. And somebody responded and said, I literally can't tell if you're joking. Someone said, just apologize for any singing you do while they are there. They probably much rather clean up disaster in peace. Someone else said, not the first time you didn't apologize for something. Someone else said, you made a huge mess on the internet. You could at least have them work on that too, since you won't. And then you should probably fire them and save that money, girl. Someone said, she did this intentionally. Cryptic messages about apologizing. In other words, she's never going to apologize to Jessie. Someone said, you're pretty good at not apologizing from what I've heard. Someone said, how about you set a goal to apologize and address the phone call? Someone said, but you need to apologize for the mess you have made on social media and also hurry up with it. I'm about to fully unstand you. I don't understand why people are standing by this. I mean, I really do not understand that. Like, why you've heard the phone calls. Other than an apology, a full making amends, okay? Not just where I'm sorry, right? Like, we don't need an apology like that. I think we need to leave those apologies in 2020, okay? We need to leave those with the James Charles and the Shane Dawsons and everybody else that's made one of those piss poor apologies, okay? What we need is a full accountability video, and not to title it, I'm taking accountability like James Charles did, and not really take a lot of accountability for the things that people were really upset about. We need Gabbie Hanna to come out and say, you know what, like, I had no idea the impact that I had on your life, Jessie. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no realization that I was harming another person in this way by my words and my actions on social media. You know, I take full responsibility. I'm going to seriously take a look at this, and I promise you it will never happen again. Oh, by the way, Jessie, what do you need me to do to rectify this situation? What can I do? Is that enough, or are there more things that you you need me to do. And allow that amends process to include Jessie to tell Gabby what she needs to do for taking her tragedy that she has gone through, her trauma, and using it on social media. Like, to me, it's just anything short of that, I don't think is good enough. So somebody said, no apologies, and then someone said, ew, hun, all your tweets are about her, are you obsessed or something? And someone said, sounds like you're either a fake profile of Gabby's or you're gonna end up treated like she did. Someone else said, I want nothing but for her to apologize for the things she's done. I feel so nostalgic for the cleaning videos and butterflies, bad karma, etc. She's gotten so much better at singing and people would see that only if she would apologize. I said that 10 videos ago before all these phone calls came out, okay? Now that the phone calls came out, we're dealing with a different Gabbie Hanna. And that's just how it is, right? And she can sit here on the Twitter all day long and continue to put out TikToks of her singing and act like it didn't happen, but everybody knows it happened. And the thing is, I think this is going to be the thing that is going to be the end of Gabbie Hanna's career if she does not rectify it soon, okay? And not making a series out of it or whatever. Her views are already down. She's already losing subscribers. People are already done with this. Ignoring something on this massive of a level is like, I mean, this is, in all honesty, this is probably, and like I said in my previous video talking about Jessie, I just can't even imagine Jessie having to live through all of this publicly. I mean, I understand why she put it out there. I mean, she felt like she needed to be vindicated with what people were seeing about Gabby and like saying, hey, finally, I'm going to speak the truth. And Gabby talking about her in that, you know, article and things again. Once again, benefiting, okay, off of the trauma that happened to Jessie Smiles that Gabbie Hanna had no part being, you know, in anyway. And, you know, the other thing that was interesting was I had a lot of people that commented and said, why did Curtis ever come to Gabby to begin with? You know, why did Curtis ever initiate that conversation? All we know to this day about that interaction and Gabby saying that Curtis reached out to her on 3 separate occasions, all we know is based on what Gabby told us, okay? Well, Gabby herself has now been proven to be a massive liar, okay? So how do we know that's even true? How do we know Gabby didn't go up to Curtis and say, you know what, I want to know what your part is in this whole situation? Like, you know, how do we know that? How do we know that she wasn't the one that initiated all of this? What is her part? You know, what is her excuse for all of this? And why do people continue to just be okay with it? I really don't understand it. Like, I'm really, really baffled by this. This is like such a huge deal. And it's so sad for Jessie, you know? So, I don't know. I don't understand how people can just kind of ignore this and excuse it away and be like, it is what it is, you know? But anyway, I'm sure she'll continue to put out TikToks and continue to put out cryptic tweets that, you know, don't make any sense, you know? But anyway, let me know what you think about all of that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.